Attention passengers, this is the final boarding call for flight DRM-88 to Dream Destination. All remaining passengers should proceed immediately to gate A8. Please have your boarding pass and identification ready. Final call for flight DRM-88.
Happy holidays, everyone. It is 2026 already. Sorry for the delay. We just got back from a warm paradise getaway. This is Ice from Icy Toronto.
Just feels so sad that no one's saying Merry Christmas anymore. I hear people saying Happy Diwali and Eid Mubarak, yet we can't just simply say Merry Christmas like the old days. What happened with my Wiggers out there?
Well, City, to be politically correct, don't forget Hanukkah is around the Christmas time as well. Look at Vanguard and BlackRock's holding over the S&P 500. That is why they can initiate the war without consequence.
War in stock market. I know that is what you mean. Today we are not to talk about boring tax or accounting.
Then what else can you do, boring accountant?
After all, this is an accounting, travel, and AL channel. Let's talk about credit cards.
That sounds great. Swipe a credit card, banks make money, merchant services make money, and we just hope to avoid those overpriced airport coffee and food.
Swipe right for better travel perks, but don't swipe into debt. If you look into some perk, it would definitely let you go a bit more lavish.
But usually, this type of cards come with the annual fee. The main point is to make the annual fee worth it, or just to have it waived.
That is one major thing we will talk about in this episode. In order to do so, we will mainly focus on mid-range travel credit cards. We might mention some Visa Infinite Privilege and American Express Platinum just for your information, but personally, I don't think they're worth it in Canada.
Let's roam then.
To be fair, we are not going to mention the names of the bank, but just using their representative color.
So TD is green, RBC is royal blue, BMO is blue, CIBC is short red, Scotiabank is long red, and we also have the US brand, which is American Express. We are cutting out on National Bank as it is more catered to Quebec. To be exact, its World Elite offers only National Bank Lounge in Montreal Airport. Honorable mention, the annual fee of $150 is sort of offset by its annual $150 travel expenses rebate.
Talking about the airport lounge, let's start with the perks of each card first.
We will start with the perk, annual fee, and sign-up bonus, then the insurance coverage and annual fee waiver at the end. You can skip to the section where you are most interested. Let's start with the green one. It is somehow the bank that most of my friends are working with.
The green one has the Aeroplan Visa Infinite and First Class Travel Visa Infinite at the mid-range and the Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege at the luxury.
Let's start with the First Class Travel since it is not a co-branded card.
This card costs $139 annual fee. It comes with the perk of 4 lounge visit through the Visa Airport Companion Program.
Just so everyone knows, this program does not give you access to Nice Lounge of Air Canada. Most of the cards that we mentioned provide similar benefits where you can relax before you fly and avoid the expensive airport food.
Ah, airport food. That actually recalls my memory of when we were back in Morocco and France. Don't you love the airport food there?
I'm just complaining about the airport food in Canada and the US. There are always junk food with extra markup. I wish I can receive some comment and let me know if there is any good food in major Canadian and US airport.
Other than that, the remaining perks are mostly associated with Expedia for Green Brand. This card earns reward point that can convert to $1 for every 400 points, or use it as $2 on Expedia for Green Brand for those 400 points.
So, using points on Expedia for Green Brand makes more sense, but just need to be aware of, even they are saying that is no blackout, with our recent experience during January travel, there will be something on the Expedia itself, but not on Expedia for this bank. Not sure if Expedia tricked the Green Brand or the Green Brand false advertising us.
Talk about the points. As of beginning of February 2026, you get sign-up bonus of 20K points, then 145K points after spending $7,500 within 180 days. In short, $825 for spending in Expedia after spending $7,500. One perk we think that is not really useful is
$100 annual travel credit.
unlike other travel credit that compensates you for the travel purchase, this one forces you to buy from Expedia for this bank for accommodation or vacation package for $500 or more. As that being said, you need to buy on the site of one-time $500 worth of accommodation or a bundle deal of accommodation and airplane ticket.
This doesn't fit our travel style. We just rarely stay long in one city. Also, we usually don't book air on Expedia unless significant promo. Also, we don't book Ritz-Carlton or St. Regis, so probably not going to hit that $500 less $100.
Moving on to next on the lineup, we have the Aeroplan Visa Infinite. Same as the first class travel, it got the $139 annual fee. The perk it got is non-expiring Aeroplan points, $100 Nexus application fee for every 48 months, and Avis Preferred Plus. The last but the best one is the free first checked bag.
Most of flight operators in Canada and the US charge you fee for checked bag. This is a good perk if you are traveling with Air Canada. The current sign-up bonus is 10K Aeroplan points and 15K Aeroplan points after spending $7,500 within 180 days, then another 15K points after total spending of $12,000 within the 12 months.
So if you spend $12,000 before the anniversary date, you're getting 40K Aeroplan points as a bonus. I'm wondering if TD values its own points more.
Basically, what he said is the value seems to be much less than the first-class travel based on how we used them. There are definitely different ways to extract all values of the going reward point and Aeroplan points to its most. Also, I just did quick search on the Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege that charge you hefty $600 annual fee. With the annual fee costs 4 times of the Visa Infinite that you just mentioned, what makes this card so expensive?
It has all the perk that we mentioned earlier from the one that is not privileged. On top of that, you get 6 lounge access through the Visa Airport Companion program, and, most importantly, the unlimited access to Maple Leaf Lounge. I missed the old day with Maple Leaf Lounge. Canada is the home court of Air Canada, and I feel these lounges are the best in Canada.
And just some minor thing that is not that useful anymore. Priority boarding and annual round-trip companion pass that probably max out if traveling to Asia for $599. I recall it costed you $3,000 for a round trip to TPE.
I know, going Asia is expensive, but you cannot use that pass to go TPE since there's no Air Canada flight going there. To be honest, since you still need to pay tax and fee on flight when redeeming this pass after spending $25,000 in a year, this probably not worth it. I also feel the priority boarding isn't that important after Air Canada implement the fee for carry-on. In the last few years, you probably need to do priority boarding to get that overhead bin space for your carry-on, since our friends with extra size hat were bringing more than one carry-on most of time.
Your Zone 2 boardings still get beat by their army of wheelchairs, no worries. I feel Air Canada should have enforced the carry-on policy better instead of charging customers that follow the rules. But I like that when Air Canada can finally take off on time when they don't need to ask volunteer to have their carry-on checked.
I hate that feeling that you need to check your carry-on in. I bought the carry-on that fit with Air Canada rule and bring it on plane just in case my checked luggage got lost. Talk about the lost luggage. That Air Canada message we received in our January trip got me bad. We will talk about that next time.
I know. We started to think if anyone lives in Houston that can go get our luggage from IAH.
Next up, the red brand with longer logo. And to be honest, this is my favorite card. The Passport Visa Infinite is the only card offered by the Big Six that does not charge you FX transaction fee of 2.5%. This makes our trips abroad financially easier.
I know you use this card in the US, Mexico, several Caribbean countries, Morocco, France, Taiwan, and China.
China and China. One China policy in the US and Canada.
Oh, I hope our social score is still intact, like our credit score. This card costs $150 annual fee and gives you 6 lounge access through the Visa Airport Companion program, which is the most for the card at the mid-range compared to the 4 of the others.
The other perk is just the Avis Preferred Plus membership that is similar to Aeroplan Visa Infinite. This sounds like it combines and improves the perk of the 2 Visa Infinite of the green brand, other than the free Air Canada checked bag.
That is the second reason I like this card, and it actually had the Preferred Plus membership earlier than the green brand. That is why we can get those free upgrades on our trips to Vegas, Atlantic provinces, and the U.S. Pacific Coast.
The current sign-up bonus is $40K Scene Plus points after $2,000 spending in first 3 months and additional $10K Scene Plus points after $10,000 spending in first 6 months. Just a quick reference, 40K Scene Plus points are equivalent to $400 if you redeem them for travel. You can directly apply that to the travel purchased through the card for convenience and do not need to go to the Scene Plus Travel, aka Expedia, for this bank.
This sign-up bonus requires less spending and gives fewer points in value in comparison to the green one.
This card also comes with the Visa Infinite Privilege version. It costs $600, similar to the green brand. This card keeps all the features of the Visa Infinite one, and the differences are 10 times of lounge access instead of 6 times, getting Avis President's Club instead of Preferred Plus, and you are getting $250 travel credit when you book anything above $250 in the Scene Plus travel.
That sounds better than trying to spend $500 to get a $100 travel credit.
Hope we don't offend any banks in this process. Next, we are going to talk about the other red brand with shorter acronym.
This brand comes with 2 sets of Visa Infinite and Visa Infinite Privilege. While your memory is fresh, we will start with its Aeroplan Visa Infinite and Visa Infinite Privilege.
This is easy. The Aeroplan Visa Infinite has the same benefit and annual fee that is same as the green brand. The only thing it does not give you is the $100 Nexus application fee. And for the Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege, it also comes with the same benefit and annual fee as the green brand, but removed the companion pass and add on the Nexus application fee on this privilege card.
While everything sounds very similar, the sign-up bonus is slightly different. For the Visa Infinite, the sign-up bonus is 10K Aeroplan points and another 10K points after spending $6,000 within 6 months, then another 25K Aeroplan points after total spending of $12,000 within 12 months.
So the only difference is this 4-letter red brand gives 5K more points if you're spending $12,000 within 12 months, but have less points with less spending needed.
That is right. Gotta pick which one you like and which one have better way to waive your annual fee. Then we can move on to the non-co-branded cards offered by this bank.
Let me see. They got the Aventura Visa Infinite and Visa Infinite Privilege. To be honest, the Visa Infinite one seems very familiar with first-class travel of the green brand. Same annual fee, 4 times lounge visit. Oh, it adds the Nexus application fee here, which provides a bit more value than the green brand.
Then, they also have their own Aventura points to make people more confused. Well, this is how loyalty points work when people try to stick with a brand by fear of losing the unused points. As I recall, using another Expedia site for this bank previously, the point was about 100 Aventura points to $1.
Similar to most bank point system, they can do all different things, so you need to always search what is the best value and what is most suitable for you. Talk about the privilege one. It has the $499 annual fee. Still expensive, but $100 cheaper than the 2 mentioned earlier.
It has all the features that the Visa Infinite has and add 2 more lounge access to make it 6. Also add 1 more Nexus application fee. Similar to its competitors' Scene Plus Visa Infinite Privilege, it has $200 travel credit you can use on another Expedia site made for them.
Best of all, this one does not require you to make more than $200 to get that $200 credit. This makes it more flexible compared to its red and green competitor there.
This $200 makes the $100 off $500 purchase laughable. But if you think about it, this card's annual fee is almost 4 times of that first-class travel, so there's that.
Let's take those 2 additional lounge access and take a break before we start on the bank that is running different ecosystem than Aeroplan. Hope you are still there. Next up, the Royal Blue brand that just ate HSBC. This is a very premium brand, harder to waive the checking account fee for a free credit card compared to all the other banks.
For this one, we will just skip that British Airways co-branded card and talk about the one with WestJet and this bank's specialty, Avion.
Let's start with the co-brand card, WestJet World Elite MasterCard.
Another Canadian airline co-branded card. While it is not as big as Air Canada, it covers most of Canada and the US. It is a good alternative for Air Canada when you are searching for flights.
By looking into the detail, this card looks suspiciously like Aeroplan's playbook. $139 in annual fee, free first checked bag with WestJet. The only thing that is different is the annual companion voucher after spending $5,000. The voucher starts at $119 plus taxes and fee, which usually accounted for half of your airline ticket in Canada. Or the voucher can be exchanged for 30% discount, $200 credit for vacation packages, or 2 lounge passes.
One small thing needs to pay attention to is you need to use this credit card to buy your WestJet ticket to qualify for the free checked bag. The current sign-up bonus is 25K WestJet points and another 20K points after you spend $5,000 within 3 months.
Sounds like $5,000 spending is the norm. Probably use them to pay for the expensive auto insurance in Ontario, then it would be enough. The spending requirement for the green brand seems to be too high in comparison now.
All right, enough about WestJet. Let's talk about the Avion, the specialty of this bank. Starting with the cheaper Visa Infinite that costs $120.
What happened? The expensive bank is charging less now? At least $19 less?
Because it doesn't really have any perks that we talked about earlier. And other than you can use the Avion points to redeem for travel, I don't know why it is considered a travel credit card by this Royal Blue brand. Maybe we should move on to the Visa Infinite Privilege and see if there are more beef there serving.
For the privilege, the annual fee is $399, which is $200 cheaper than its competitor. This one is catching up with its competitor's Visa Infinite by providing 6 lounge access using the Visa Airport Companion program.
And that is all.
Wait, are you cutting this episode short or?
Oh, I mean, that is all the perk it has.
Wait, where is the travel credit, companion pass, or even just waive the FX transaction fee?
Not on this card.
Is that why you forgot to mention the sign-up bonus?
I probably got sidetracked with the card's incredible features, but the sign-up bonus is 35K Avion points and then additional 20K points for spending $5,000 within 6 months. Very standard and similar to its peer other than that green one.
On their website, it says the points value is about 100 points to $1. With some promotion, you can possibly get to 50 points to $1. Need to make sure you follow the promo closely to double the value of your points.
All right, got the Royal Blue done. Now moving on to the last and most complicated one among the big 6.
That is the old news. After they removed Air Miles' co-branded card, it streamlined their travel credit card in the mid-range and make them as easy as its competitors.
I was still thinking the card they didn't put it under the travel category should be considered as a travel credit card or not.
You can just talk about it regardless, and the audiences can decide whether it is a travel credit card or not. As that being said, I think I know what you have on the list then. It will be the Ascend World Elite MasterCard, VI Porter World Elite MasterCard, and Eclipse Visa Infinite Privilege.
That is right, and it needs to be the privilege one for the Eclipse, since the regular Visa Infinite is not too relevant to travel other than the insurance.
We will start with that privilege one. It comes with 6 lounge passes with the Visa Airport Companion, Nexus Statement Credit, and $200 Lifestyle Credit. It has $599 annual fee, which is similar to all its competitor, other than another blue company.
But it is kind of like its blue competitor, only the privilege gives you the lounge pass, and that $200 basically offset this annual fee and make it like a net of $399, same as Royal Blue.
Now let's tackle the remaining 2 that are travel credit cards from this bank, starting with the co-branded option.
The VI Porter is co-branded with Porter Airline, the Canadian airline that mostly flying out from the Toronto Lakeshore right on the Lake Ontario, and probably less well-known compared to Air Canada and WestJet.
Probably that is another factor that you would consider whether you would like to get this card. If you are traveling within North America, it could be your choice.
North America in continent does not just include Canada, US, and Mexico, but also the sun destinations.
Is that a disclaimer because you saw the reel that people cannot think of any countries other than Canada and the US when asked how many countries are in North America?
Just in case if anyone confused geographically and financially at the same time. Back to the card, this card costs $199 that comes with several Porter airline benefit.
In order to beat its competitor, this card offers not only the complimentary checked bag, they also have the free seat selection, priority check-in and boarding, round-trip companion pass after spending $50,000, and probably the thing that interested you the most, free carry-on.
I feel Aeroplan should start to think whether to add this benefit. This card does not have a direct sign-up bonus, but all the minimum spending bonus, 20K points for spending $5,000 within 110 days, another 20K for $9,000 within 180 days,
And then another 30K points after spending $18,000 within 365 days. These spending limit seems to be significantly higher than its competitor, even it gives you the companion pass after you spending $9,000 within 180 days.
That sign-up bonus is similar to its red competitor, with the shorter acronym, just for that $9,000 spending.
If you look back, the spending requirement is getting higher and higher. I am actually thinking that the green one and the other red one are going to increase the spending requirement soon.
Probably there's going to be another similar hate you would like to talk about when we talk about the annual fee rebate, right?
That is right. Received that mail from one of the banks there. I just feel they are trying to hold on to your money while the government lowers the interest rate and want the market to have more liquidity.
See? Higher spending requirement means more liquidity on the market.
Just don't overspend and leave you in the debt trouble since the interest rate is still not that low. Talk about that. Donald from our neighbor was trying to cap the credit card interest rate at 10%.
That sounds like a way to take away the high profit that the bank generating through credit card debt. But like you said previously, why leaving balance on the credit card when you can do other type of loans?
Going back to the other card, Ascend World Elite. This card has a $150 annual fee, which is slightly less. It gives you 4 lounge access through MasterCard Travel Pass and the Nexus Statement credit.
This sounds very familiar to its competitor, but probably not the sign-up bonus, right?
Correct. The minimum spending for sign-up bonus for this card is even higher, 45K BMO points after spending $5,000 within 110 days, another 20K for $10,000 spending within 180 days, then additional 35K points after spending the total of $20,000 within 365 days.
As what we usually said, these points have better ratio when spending on travel. We have talked about the perks of the cards that we are going to mention. Let's take a break and come back for the insurance after this break. Welcome back. Now the serious matter, insurance coverage. How each card differentiates is the duration, amount covered, if they have insurance that the other cards that don't provide.
We can start with the one that will cost people the most, travel medical insurance. Just a friendly reminder that travel medical expenses does not require charges on the card. However, it has the limitation on the duration and can only be used when you are outside of the province of residence.
In short, if you live in Ontario, you will not have the travel medical insurance by visiting Sudbury. Another bad thing for the seniors, which means 65 plus, the duration will be much shorter. I would probably consider to buy medical insurance instead of rely on the credit card.
By doing this podcast, I also found that the certificate is getting more difficult to find. One thing I find important is you should keep your certificate with you when you are out traveling. In case anything happens, you will know who you should contact. We start with the green brand, First Class Travel Visa Infinite and Aeroplan Visa Infinite. The green medical insurance coverage is $2 million and for 21 days, but only 4 days for the seniors.
The Passport Visa Infinite from the red brand with longer logo has the same coverage of $2 million, but gives a slightly longer duration of 25 days, but just 3 days for the seniors.
The Aventura Visa Infinite and Aeroplan Visa Infinite from the red brand with short acronym offers a much higher coverage of $5 million, but significantly shorter duration of 15 days, and also 3 days only for the seniors.
Move on to the Royal Blue brand. Its coverage seems to have the highest value and makes me feel like they spend all their ability point on this one instead of the perk. The WestJet World Elite MasterCard and Avion Visa Infinite have the unlimited coverage, but just the duration of 15 days, and 3 days only for the seniors.
Hard but short. That is the description on their insurance then. And for the other blue brand, their VI Porter World Elite MasterCard and Ascend World Elite MasterCard offers coverage of $5 million and 21 days of duration, but interestingly, they don't offer any insurance to the seniors.
Quick summary, the red brand with longer logo has the longest duration, and the Royal Blue brand has the highest coverage.
Now, for those have 2 weeks of vacation, which is 14 days plus the weekend make it the maximum of 16 days, if you decide to come back earlier, the Royal Blue card can get you covered. But if you are taking 3-week vacation, it will be 23 days in total using the same logic. Then only the red brand with longer logo is able to cover your vacation time.
For the privilege, they are in the different league. The green brand's Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege gives $5 million coverage for 31 days, but still 4 days for the seniors.
The red brand with Passport Visa Infinite Privilege gives $5 million and 31 days as well. However, seniors now get 10 days of coverage. Might be something to consider if you are aging well and still a travel enthusiast.
Another red brand with Aeroplan and Aventura Visa Infinite Privilege gives out $5 million coverage and 31 days too, and gives seniors 10 days as well. Sound like an industry norm, just the green brand is falling short.
The Royal Blue brand follows suit its Visa Infinite one with unlimited coverage and extend the duration to 31 days, same as the other. However, the duration is now only 7 days for the seniors.
The other blue brand is giving the coverage of $5 million for 22 days from its Eclipse Visa Infinite Privilege. This is the shortest among the privileges. For the seniors, it finally gives you a 3-day coverage, which is also the shortest, but now seniors have the coverage in comparison to the World Elite MasterCard from the same bank. Just to make this episode really short, not to bore everyone out, we will skip the coverage over the trip cancellation, interruption, car rental, flight delay, purchase security, and extended warranty. We will put that on our Instagram page as a summary.
But just a reminder, all of these insurances that we did not mention will need you to pay using the credit card, so you should find which card is the best on the job if you are holding all of them. Also, all insurances on the card are based on the expenses incurred, not by whether the incidents happened. It would be good to read the fine print and see what is covered, but you gotta spend what you need to spend even without the reimbursement from the insurance to make your travel comfortable.
But if you would like us to cover the other insurance in detail, just let us know.
Before we wrap up, we still have one most important part: how to make these cards cheaper with annual fee rebate from each bank.
Currently, majority of the bank would waive your credit card annual fee with their highest rank checking account. The green brand's all-inclusive banking plan will waive $139 off the annual fee, which makes the Aeroplan and First Class Travel Visa Infinite free, and the annual fee for the Visa Infinite Privilege to $460. This checking account will need $6,000 in the account to waive the monthly fee.
For the red brand with longer logo, their Ultimate package will waive $150 and make the Passport Visa Infinite free and the Privilege to $450. This checking account will need $6,000 in the account or $30,000 total in the account and savings account to waive the monthly fee.
Move on to another easy one, the blue brand. Its premium account will waive $150 as well to make the Ascend World Elite MasterCard free. But interestingly, only $120 rebate can be used on the VI Porter World Elite MasterCard to make the annual fee $79. And the rebate cannot be used on the Eclipse Visa Infinite Privilege. Same as the other bank, you just need $6,000 in the checking account to waive the monthly fee.
Now move on to the one that just changed last year and becomes a bit tricky. The red brand with the short acronym used to have the Smart Plus account that waived the annual fee and just needs $6,000 to waive the monthly fee. However, they changed that last year and forcing a tier system. In order to have the $139 annual fee waived and make the Aeroplan and Aventura Visa Infinite free, you will need to have $100,000 with them. This includes the checking, saving, mutual fund, and investment accounts. This can be good and bad at the same time. We will get back later on this when we talk about it financially. That $139 rebate also applies to the privilege and makes the Aeroplan and Aventura $460 and $360 respectively.
Moving back to the Royal Blue Bank, this bank offers the $120 rebate for the annual fee on the Visa Infinite Privilege and makes it $279 and makes the WestJet World Elite MasterCard and Avion Visa Infinite free.
Is there any error on the math? Isn't that WestJet cost $139, so it should have the $19 annual fee?
I'm curious too. However, under the term and condition number 11, it says the WestJet World Elite MasterCard is fully rebated. Hope they don't withdraw this offer at any time like they say.
However, this will require you to have a VIP banking account with them that costs $30 monthly. Based on their website, the lowest monthly fee you can get is $17.05, is if you bundle the VIP account, credit card, and 2 out of the 3 investment account, residential mortgage, or small business account.
But the $17.05 monthly fee is equivalent to $204.60 annually. Might be better off with paying the credit card annual fee then.
If we are talking about it financially, does keeping the money in the checking account make sense? If we are assuming a 2% annual interest rate on saving, which all the bank is less as I check other than if you put in a GIC account, the $6,000 can make $120 based on the 2%. In this case, the annual fee actually around the money you can generate, and if your interest rate is much lower, then it will make no sense.
For the red brand with longer logo, they ask you to put $30,000 in the savings account. That savings account as of the date has the interest rate of 0.85% if you save for 360-day duration. This would give you $255 plus the annual fee of $150. The return is around $405. But using that 2% opportunity cost of $600, that means you miss $195 by saving the $30,000 with this bank's savings account. Might be better off by just put $6,000 before they follow another red brand to force you save more with them.
Although I heard people saying the red brand with short acronym backstabbed its customer by increasing the saving requirement, how you interpret that sounds like they are making the money more flexible.
In a way, it is, but also it is not. With the old way, the $6,000 saving is the same as the other brand that taking your potential $120 to pay for your annual fee. Now they want $100,000 in your accounts. So if you go all in 2% GIC, you are earning $2,000 and get your annual fee waived, or even if you get a 10% return on your investment. Thinking about the ETF, VFV goes with S&P 500, gaining 12.18% in 2025 and 35.24% in 2024. If you keep the $6,000 in the checking account, you miss the $730 and $2,100 in these 2 years. But the downfall is whether the users of the bank have this much of cash across all the accounts. Consider a Visa card waiver going up from $6,000 to $100,000. It sounds like they are forcing people to use their investment account when people are moving to $0 commission investment accounts than the original Big Six banks.
That's why it's like a double-edged sword, and it actually sounds like they are trying to eliminate as much of their customers that do not have as much saving with this bank as possible. On the other hand, while it was not mentioned earlier since it's in a US brand, I would still like to have that as an honorable mention.
And that is the brand that would not have your annual fee rebate since they do not offer bank accounts in Canada. So comparatively, their Aeroplan card would not really worth it against the green brand and the red brand.
We will start with the Marriott Bonvoy with $120 annual fee. This annual fee will give you a Marriott voucher that is equivalent to 35K points. It is not much, but useful. It can actually allow you stay at the Marriott above the Rogers Centre or Westin right next to the Toronto Lakeshore, depend on the date you book.
In the way, the voucher gives you the value that is above its annual fee for now, if and only if you value the traditional hotel that has slightly better quality control. It offers the sign-up bonus of 80K Bonvoy points if you spend $6,000 within 6 months, and another 30K points if you use the card in 15th month so they can make sure they collect 2 years of annual fee.
But other than this voucher, this card might not be really useful for the remaining of the travel. First of all, while it gives you the silver status of Marriott and additional earning when using on Marriott property, it does not have the no FX fee feature like this brand's Hilton and Marriott co-branded card in the US. This kind of stopping you to use the card at Marriott outside of Canada.
Also, this card does not have travel medical insurance, so you will still need the other card to cover you.
This brand also has the expensive Platinum card that costs $799 annually that is kind of offset by the annual $200 travel credit, $200 dining credit, and monthly $10 Instacart credit, before current promotion, and unlimited lounge access under its network.
While it gives Hilton and Marriott Gold membership and travel medical insurance of $5 million and 15 days, but not applicable for seniors, I still feel this card missing some feature.
To be exact, it still charges 2.5% FX fee, unlike the same card in the US, which kind of against the purpose of travel credit card. Probably the competition in Canada is not strong enough, since the only travel credit card that does not have FX fee is the Passport Visa Infinite, and another card that the same bank offer.
Each credit cards and each brands offer perks slightly different. We will not argue which one is better to keep us open to different ideas or combination of the credit card. You can also try your combination and let us know.
But always make sure you spend within your limit. Credit card loan is not fun since it has the most expensive rate, and the short payment will possibly impact your credit score.
With the February coming to an end, we will provide you another quick notice soon.
Just another reminder, banks change card features, fee, sign-up bonus, and spending requirements constantly. Don't blame us if anything's changed. Time to get busy, folks. We will see you next time.